Hey everyone, and welcome into the Fantasy Football Advice Network. This is Last Call. I am Aaron St. Dennis. Follow me everywhere at FF Mad Scientist, and that is Greg Kramer. Follow him at Hype FFL. Welcome into Last Call. We've got kind of a unique Week 2 situation here. We are just seeing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the Houston Texans 20-19 in the first of two Monday Nighters, and did we have kickoff yet? I'm on commercial there, so I don't think we have kickoff yet between the Chargers and the Raiders. Do you have it on yours? You were ahead of me for the last game.
No, they're starting up the intro Monday night song, but it hasn't kicked off yet. No.
Okay, I have mine on mute, so I couldn't tell.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. How'd you feel on that Monday nighter? Did anything kill you?
Yeah. Bucky Irving not getting any touchdowns really hurt me. I had both him and Igbuka and in my main league, and I lost. So, but it was close. I just needed like one more score would have taken me over the edge. What about you? You have anything going on in that game?
I played Dodge Nico Collins, which has worked out pretty well. Now I just got to avoid a 20-something point night from Keenan Allen. Yeah. I'm looking pretty good in just the one league that I have left in doubt. Overall, it was a pretty horrible weekend, so I don't have much left to really cheer about except for my one work league. Between Fantasy Pros rankings and my actual home leagues. I couldn't. I haven't. 2 weeks in, I'm off to a terrible start. I can't do anything right.
Yeah. No, I hear you. My week 1 was actually amazing. Like 12 of I'm in 14 redrafts. 12 of them won, and a lot of them were like I was either the first or second ranked team after, like second highest scoring team. And then this week, everything came crashing down. A couple leagues were still good, but I lost more than I won this week. So, you know how it is when it comes to fantasy football. It swings one way, and then it swings right back the other way on you. So you can't ever feel good for 2 weeks straight.
Yes, we can take a look here at some of the numbers here. I'm bringing up one of my sleeper leagues. So we got from Tampa and Houston, we had Baker put up 215 and 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud, not great, 207, 1 touchdown. So a pretty solid game for Baker. Not much for CJ Stroud. Good weeks for both Tampa running backs, 18 and 16 points in my scoring here. Bucky had 71 yards, 5 catches for 45. Rachaad White had 65 yards and a touchdown. 10 carries for Rachaad White to 17 for Bucky. It's not quite a 50-50, and it looks like Bucky got 5 of the 7 running back targets. What do you make of this, though? Is Rachaad White kind of capping Bucky's ceiling here?
I think it was just the way this game was falling. The last quarter, one of the drives at the beginning, he got some momentum, and I think that just helped him get it because he didn't have barely anything up until the last quarter. So I think it was just the momentum taking his side. I don't think you have to worry about Bucky. It's just been like a weird no score start for him. Well, no, he did score last week, but it's been like a weird start. But I think he's gonna start taking off as the games go on here.
I am trying to work out a problem. I don't know. Maybe you're more. I'm used to. I'm a StreamYards guy, not a Streamlabs guy. How do I move the comment up? You got any suggestions? Tyler told me the comments are being covered, but I don't know how to move.
They are, and it's this thing. I don't know how to. I don't know if I can layer them above the ad.
Right. It's all right. We'll make do with it for now until the message gives me an exact fix. What we had a question here from Waiver, which you can't see. What's the biggest surprise of the weekend for you so far, even though you can't see the comment up there?
Biggest surprise of the weekend. Let me think. Probably, honestly, thinking of the game we just watched, it might be CJ Stroud, like still just not getting it going. He's somebody who shouldn't be in that situation. It feels kind of odd. That whole offense feels kind of weird, and I don't know. That's a pretty big surprise to me. There might be a couple others that I can't think of, but what you got one? Anything that's really been showing?
Ramondre
good call.
Completely making Travion Henderson look. And I think if you want to check out our Overreaction Monday at FSAN today. That was one of them, that Travion Henderson is droppable. I don't think we're on that far yet, but
yeah,
I always said, like, we live to do this with everyone where, rookie running backs come in and we say, oh, they're just going to take over, forget the veteran, it doesn't matter. And maybe that's true of Genty, especially today. I see one of the inactives is Raheem Mostert, but that doesn't happen in most cases. And I said that if Henderson was going to be usable this year, it was going to be on pass catching role alone, because it looks to me like Ramondre's the rushing down backs. He had 11 attempts for 54 yards, 5 catches on 5 targets for 88 yards. That's pretty solid there. I'm going to switch over to Trey Henderson quickly. He only had 3 rushing attempts for 10 yards, 2 targets. So Stevenson had 5 targets to his 2 and 10 rushing attempts to his 3. I thought Ramondre would be a thorn in his side. I didn't necessarily think Ramondre would be what looks to be the RB1. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah. Actually, you just reminded me last Friday when we were on the show with Tyler for the forum show. It was me and our other guest against, I think, you and Tyler on the Ramondre and Trey Henderson, because I was saying that Ramondre is probably still going to be a thorn in Trey's side, and because he's the guy that's been there, he's making more money. I don't know if it's that much more, but he knows the offense, he's in there. I think it's going to take longer for Henderson to actually become like a staple of the offense with Ramondre there. So I didn't think that would happen though. I thought it'd be a little more of a split and like they'd both be doing solid, but Ramondre had a great game and shows that he's still got it. He's still running behind that O-line and still playing pretty well. Honestly, the fumbles were his only issue really last year. It's not like he lost the talent. It felt kind of by the wayside with those fumble issues last year.
I know everyone was out on him last year because the Patriots were so horrible, and there wasn't a huge run game. But the Pats, I don't know if they're necessarily a contender, but I think they're going to be in this for a wild card berth. I don't know if they get there, so I think there's going to be a heavier run game than you expect here. You got anyone going in this game? I see Tyler's got Deontay Thornton. I think the answer is if he scores a touchdown, he can get you 10 points. Because what did he have last week? He had. Dang it, I just had it. He had 2 catches on 4 targets, 45 yards. So that ain't going to do it. I think he's going to need to score.
Yeah, and I think it's very possible, but it's hard to trust this offense being new now. I don't know. Jacoby Myers is definitely the guy. Him and Bowers are the 2 players that Gino really loves throwing the ball to. So if Thornton can get behind a defender, then I think he gets it. But it's not.
You're gonna have to keep me up to date here on the game and how it's going. My ADD is kicking in, and I had to turn the game off. I'm gonna end up doing this the whole time watching it. The ADHD is kicking in, and the game's got to get turned off. So if anything big happens, you let me know.
Yeah, not a problem. I can do that.
I'm going through the inactives. I know it's already kickoff, but like I said, there's not much here. It was Raheem Mostert, some defensive players for the Raiders. The other side, we had Oronde Gadsden for the Chargers. Nothing fantasy relevant here. Although I did think, not to the extent that Stevenson is cutting into Travion Henderson. I thought at the beginning of the season, Raheem Mostert would cut into a tiny bit of Ashton Genty's work. I maybe he'd take 15% away, which I thought he would just keep him away out of the top 3 RB overall conversation, but that's not happening. It's all Genty here. Thank you, Kyle, for dropping a like.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle, for the like. And Stevenson continuously underestimated, which is true. I agree with that. Henderson came with a lot of hype out of college and in the preseason, first touch of the ball, he took off for a touchdown. So I get it, but Stevenson's the guy who's there. He's the grinder, and he was definitely going to always still play a part in that offense for sure.
I'm scrolling through some of the tabs here of the top scorers on the week. It is interesting at some of the positions. So like here's your top, I'll call it, what is this, 5 or 10? So as of now, here's your top scorers on the week for quarterback: Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Lamar, Drake May, Mac Jones, Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 10 quarterbacks were in my week 1 waiver wire column for FSAN.
Yeah.
So all of those quarterbacks could have had on waiver wire. Even Goff was available in some leagues, with the exception of Jackson and May and Mahomes, obviously. It was a really, really weird week. Russell Wilson, 39 points. Do you have any of those quarterbacks? I started once because I lost Purdy, but
so no, I had a lot of Fields, so that one burned me quite a bit. But
Burrow?
I had no Burrow. I have none, luckily.
I can't say that. I had lots of
yeah.
painful. Just painful.
Yes, it is painful. I did have Goff. I had Goff in my home league dynasty, so his comeback was awesome. And I had Scadaboo. I am the engine of the Scadaboo hype train, so I have to be playing him and I believe in him anyway, and I think it's starting. So hopefully he keeps going here. But I've also got Thomas in that league, Brian Thomas, and he's disappointing me. He went on the trade block today. Yeah. Definitely disappointed. Let's see.
I'm gonna flip over to tight end here. It's not what you would expect. There's a couple of names. So we got Tucker Kraft, Jake Ferguson. It's like streaming week. Once again, out of these 10 names, most of them were in my waiver wire column. That's how low they were. Tucker Kraft, we got Jake Ferguson, Zach Ertz, Juwan Johnson, then Trey McBride chimed in, Jatavian Sanders, Tyler Warren, Brock Wright, Travis Kelce, Harold Faden Jr. That's your top 10.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
No, a couple of them maybe, but yeah, no. Like Trey, I like Zach Ertz. I expected him to be somewhere floating around the top 10 at the end of the year, so I kind of see that, and he's somebody that Daniel's just like he leans on him, especially in the red zone. So I can see it. But yeah, no, that's quite the mix up of tight ends.
You know what I expected out of Zach Ertz? I didn't expect this level, but I expected him to be a mid to low end tight end 1 for 5 to 6 weeks, get hurt, and then it's Ben Sinnott tight end 1 season for me. Just like with Trey McBride. Zach Ertz kills rookie tight ends, but nope, apparently it's his year. Biggest name we're worried about. I think you mentioned it. BTJ scaring the crap out of me.
BTJ is scary, but he scored. He was thrown to 12 times. There's still upside. AJ Brown is terrifying. Luckily, I very down on him this offseason, and I have 0 shares, so I'm kicking back and not worrying about him. Just before the show started, my friend in my home league needs a running back really bad, and he has offered up AJ Brown, and I told him to shove it because I don't want any AJ Brown. But that's actually, it might be AJ Brown. It's between those two for sure, because everyone else is out.
You know what's scaring me though? Okay, so in my relatively standard league scoring here, through 2 weeks, BTJ has 9.5 points and 10.5 points. The problem is he saw 7 and 12 targets. That's great. He did nothing against maybe the 2 worst defenses in football, excluding the Miami Dolphins, Carolina and Cincy. That's the best matchup. The rest of his schedule here, it's not getting any easier. KC, Houston, San Fran, Seattle, Rams. I mean, we've got some not great defenses, but he ends it with Jets, Titans. This is the easy part of his schedule. He should have been top 5 receiver after week 2, and instead he's going to be outside the top 40. It's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. I saw a really wonderful breakdown today. It looks like he's he's suddenly afraid of contact. He's been really weird, and just like not playing with like passion and hustle, and something seems off. And as a huge BTJ guy, that really sucks, because I love Brian Thomas, and I have a lot of shares of him, and I really need him to not do that. But I don't know. Maybe there's a little injury issue that we don't know about, that's been kept under wraps, or something's going on. But hopefully he can come out of it and decide to play football like he was last year, because everybody needs it. We need BTJ.
This comment is true. King Henry was boo-boo today. He doesn't worry me, though. That game was out of hand real quick, and they went to the backups real quick. It got ugly. Yeah, that was not King Henry wasn't. I mean, he wasn't effective. 11 attempts for 23 yards, but 11 attempts. That should tell you how early he was eased up on. I bet you if I went over, was it Rasheen Ali? He had a time. Oh no, that was sorry. Who was it? I remember seeing someone's stat line where he had a bunch of carries. Even I guess we had Justice Hill had some carries in here. It wasn't anything heavy, but it was just overall.
Just didn't. It feels like they didn't run it much. I don't think they. I think they tried to pull like the opposite of what the Browns I think assumed they were just gonna defend the run really hard, and the Ravens said, "Okay, we just won't, and we'll just chuck it and leave it in Lamar's hands." And I think that was just part of the way the game plan happened this week because who caught touchdowns for the Ravens this week? Like Tez Walker. I think Rasheen Ali, I think you said it was a weird mix of play. Like nobody on the team went across the goal line that was starting on anyone's fantasy teams this week.
Here's a good question. Speaking about the QBs, what the heck are we going to do with all these injuries? That's one where I've been working on my waiver wire article and editing ours, and there are some options. Jake Browning's not a terrible option. He's consistent. He's a mid-range QB too. The more interesting ones for me, like I know Rattler's been awesome. I don't think I'd trust him, but if you look, I know, okay, so Jake Browning's 0% rostered. He's available everywhere.
Yes.
Russell Wilson's only 11% rostered.
Mm-hmm.
If he's available, I'd take him. Mac Jones for the 49ers. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Mac Jones, but he's the definition of a system quarterback, and that system there in San Fran just produces useful quarterbacks, even though they suck. We see that with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is still only 30% rostered. Like there's some not so much. If you're in Superflex, you're praying and you're Browning, Carson Wentz, if J.J. McCarthy's out, Rattler, Mac Jones, Marcus Mariota, because Jaden Daniels might have an injury. Mm-hmm. But like single QB, there's a ton of options here. I had a friend message me today. He lost Burrow, and he was saying, should I dump all my fab on Jake Browning? And I said, no, there's plenty of quarterbacks out there. Go put some money on Russell Wilson. He's widely available.
Yeah, for sure. Russell Wilson's he had a great week, and that brings us to someone else in here just popped in and said the game by Russell's great, but going to be overshadowed by the OT performance. Yeah, it is. Okay. That pick was just, I think it was just an odd. It was. I don't think it was something Russ wasn't just like, oh no, it's gone. I think it was just an odd play, but yeah.
He's going to have to pass next week, though. They play the Chiefs. Yeah. You're not running the ball on Kansas City. No. He may not. They may get blown out. They're going to get blown out by the Chiefs. But any production they have is going to be through the air, which that's the only part that worries me is maybe they're just getting crushed so bad he gets pulled. But there are some options. That
Gino and Tua, I mean, they're 23% rostered. I'd start if I just lost my starting quarterback. I'd start one of them. Stream one of them.
I didn't see the Judkins line. I'm bringing that up here.
Judkins had a pretty solid game for not touching the ball much.
10 for 61, 3 targets, 3 catches for 10 yards. That's not a bad start. You know what the funny part was? I was looking in some of the higher point producers or decent point producers. It seems like 5 running backs on this Browns team all had 10 points or more. Okay, so it's 12.5 for Sampson, 11.5 for Ford, 11.5 for Judkins. What Sanders have? Raheem Sanders did not play, so that's good. But we had 3 guys who – that's the problem with this Browns backfield. We had 3 guys who put together a combined nice-looking stat line of 30-point day, but I think I'm going to avoid it for probably another week. And then I would say – I'm trying to look. Any idea who Cleveland has week 4? I swiped it off my screen.
Week 3 or 4?
Okay, 3, it's green. Oh, 3. I was going to say I'm a week or 2 away from trusting Quinshon Judkins, but week 3, it's Green Bay. No thanks. Week 4, Detroit. No thanks. Week 5, Minnesota. Week 6, Pittsburgh. I don't want to play a Browns player till week 7 against Miami. And then you go Patriots bye, Jets, Ravens. Oh, they're like opening 11 weeks. I want to play a Browns running back maybe twice. So that's scary.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be Judkins because they
Yes.
they said they were going to go easy with him, and he still got 13 overall touches. So I think Judkins, as the weeks go on, he's just going to keep taking more and more of the work. But yeah, I don't love any of those matchups at all. I agree with you there completely. I want to thank the people who, I don't know if it was a sub or like, but appreciate that out of those guys. I didn't catch it's Captain Moist and somebody else that was in there. It's not showing me, but appreciate that. Thank you very much. And also really quick, Captain Moist said if you drafted Moistbeard, if you drafted AJ Brown, you deserve it, which is funny. That's, I was low on him, so I kind of agree with what he's saying. But yeah,
what do you think here? You think Russ gets traded and we could see Dart coming out?
I don't know. Potentially, if they lose a couple more games and they decide, yeah, this is the year's cooked, I could see that being a thing. I just don't know. I mean, maybe that's what they do. They say, screw it, let's just tank fully, and they keep him in there and they just keep losing games. But Russ wasn't really at fault, except it was just that last play. So that's hard to tell.
Fantasy-wise, I prefer to keep Russ going for now if I have any of those
Neighbors
players.
and Wandale. Oh, dude, Wandale Robinson.
That's number one on my waiver wire this week. What do we got cooking on the network? I see Corey and Kyle have Studs and Duds tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central. Then the next show after that we've got scheduled is PAT, Point After Thursday. That's what we've got going, along with the regular scheduled sit starts and some waiver wire action. Got a little bit of everything. We also have the backup channel, or the BE channel, I guess, for people like me, FSAN Grindhouse. Can't get that one out.
Yeah, I've got a show with Chris on End Zone Experts on the Grindhouse. We'll be dropping another episode. It'll probably be Friday again. I think that's going to be our usual day now. But we got something coming for some start sits and a few other something else that's a little fresh too coming up. You have to tune in and take a look.
Pick up Russ and play him against the Chiefs is wild advice. It is, but he's going to have to pass. They're going to be down, and you're not going to run. So you just hope he scores before they're down 40 and he gets benched.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was great. I didn't say I want to play Russ. Someone asked what are we doing with all these injuries?
Yeah.
I prefer to stream him over Brownie.
Yeah, if you have to. Exactly. If you have to, you just take him. I mean, he's got great options to throw to too, so he'll get a touchdown or two a week. He'll be okay. Glad to see Pickens get involved. Yes, me too. As a Dallas fan, thank God. And even if a lot of it was pass interferences, but that's what he does. He gets handsy and draws these fouls, and it helps. As you can tell, it did a lot for Dallas this weekend. I'm
impressed. He had 9 targets. Normally, he's a 5-6 target guy. 50 to 70 yards, and you hope he breaks one loose or scores a touchdown. So the 9 targets is encouraging, even though it was against the Giants.
Yep. I agree with that completely. How about Javonte Williams? I love it. I'm so happy. I took a lot of shots on him this year, so I'm very excited for Javonte, and I'm very happy. Because you could get him so late, might as well take a shot on the starting running back. So I did, and what do you know? He started for me this week in a lot of leagues and did awesome. I love it.
He's my most rostered running back. Lost Fields going for Daniel Jones on waivers. Mm-hmm. Other options: T-Law, Goff, Wilson, Stafford, Williams. Okay, so Williams and Stafford looks okay. Williams, I don't want anything to do with him right now.
Neither.
Wilson, we said it's not going to be a great scenario, but you hope they score because they're not going to be able to run it. Goff, the line, get who next week? I'm going to check that.
Vikings.
Oh, that's an interesting one. No, next week it's Baltimore.
Oh shoot, I was thinking of week 4.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. So, I mean, the Bills put up 40. It's not like the Lions don't have the power in the offense to do so. But Danny Dimes has just been making it work.
Okay, so Goff has got Baltimore. You're looking to Lost Fields. Are you looking long term for the rest of the season, or just to stream for this week? Because the option for this week, I think, is going to be Goff, because Danny Dimes plays Tennessee. I don't really want to play against that pass defense. Trevor Lawrence has Houston. Those division games are tough. I like Goff the best this week. Do you have a preference for who you like this week and who you'd like if he's talking, rest of season as a Fields replacement?
I think honestly this week you could really go with Goff or Jones, and probably as a whole,
Goff maybe is the answer.
Probably Goff. I think Goff's an answer either way. Daniel Jones. Who did the Colts play? Do you know who they're playing
next week? Tennessee. That's why I don't want him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just played Denver and had a good week, so that's probably the best pass defense in the league.
That could very well be true.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. I think Goff's potential matchups for the rest of the season, at least for the next few weeks, is most likely a better situation. So I'll take Goff. They had a weird week one against one of the best defenses in the league this year. That's looking to be. So yeah, I think Goff's going to be fine.
Like a team is going to trade for a QB and try to teach them the offense in 1 week doesn't really happen with Baker a few years ago, didn't it? He played for the Panthers, and then the next week he started on Thursday or Monday night for the Rams. Actually looked good. I think that's how he got signed.
That's how he reamped his career.
Point taken, though, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, definitely not. It's probably won't. It's just like I think people asking if there's a possibility.
He needs Ladd to
12 points. Sounds like a tall
needs
order.
Ladd to outscore QJ in this game by 12 points. Sounds like a tall order. Not last week, it wasn't. I am not, like I said, my ADHD kicked in and I turned that off. So I'm going to have to bring up my little scorekeeper here. 1.5 for McConkey and nothing for anyone else. So by my logic, or by my count right now, you got 10.5 points to work with, my friend.
Yeah. I think McConkey outscores him. I liked QJ coming out of college, but it's just not sticky enough. He has his games, but I don't see that being a lock-in week in and week out thing. He's not going to be scoring points like that every week.
I see this one here. Cowboys ran 65 offensive plays. That was one that worried me in week one. Not that one, but the offensive plays. That reminded me of Josh Allen. Didn't they run something like 72, 73 week one? Yeah,
it was something crazy. It was a lot.
They beat the Jets pretty handily today, but based on Josh Allen's stat line, I know it was a lot of James Cook. It doesn't look like they ran 73 plays. And I always worry that those are the players next week who are going to rebound because the Cowboys aren't going to run 65 a week. Stafford has the Eagles. I don't love that.
Yeah, I don't love it too much either, but the Rams have like something with those Eagles. They play them well. So I can trust. If there's someone I'm going to trust, it's going to be Stafford. Ravens.
Ravens secondary is a liability, which is part of why I said I think I like Goff. He's probably the long-term play. I know everyone panicked after week one, but
it was just week one.
How many one-handed catches does Tesla have to make before it's real playing time? That's the problem, though. Yeah. All they did was talk up Jameson Williams all offseason. Now they're just going to throw him under the bus. Then you got St. Brown. That's real bad news, though, for Sam Laporta. I don't know what he put up today. 52 points. No, sorry, yesterday, I mean. But I'm trying to look here. Laporta had 7.6 fantasy points, 3 for 26. Was almost doubled in production, at least fantasy points-wise, by Brock Wright because he got the touchdown. Yeah. That's not great. It's not looking great for Sam Laporta here. What did Tesla have? 1 for 29? Yeah, not a lot of targets here.
Last week. He went from 4% snaps percentage to 29 this week, though. So that's good.
But so look at St. Brown had 9 catches on 11 targets. J-Mo had 2 on 4. Tesla only had 1 target. Khalif Raymond had 1 target.
Yeah.
We had 3 targets for Brock Wright, 4 for Laporta. Well, the running backs probably spread it out too. We had 1 target for Montgomery. I can't find it here on Gibbs. 3 targets. So they're spreading this ball out pretty heavily, which is kind of what you really had to expect that they were going to try and be tricky this week with Ben Johnson being on the other side, knowing their playbook.
Yeah.
But that's what worries me here. I think Isaac Tesla is going to be a perfect best ball target, but this whole Lions team, I think, is a best ball target with the exception of Goff, because no matter who that goes to, Goff's the one throwing it.
Yeah. Very true. there's so much of that offense. There's so many pieces of the pie to take out of that offense. It's hard to fully trust that Tesla is really going to get an actual share of it, week in and week out.
On a
safe.
weekly basis,
Yeah.
I would say they're both probably similar outcome or upside. The problem is I have a lot more. Like if you're talking long term, like we weren't sure about it earlier, Goff I think has a higher chance of being the starting quarterback come the end of the season than Danny Dimes does. So
yeah,
Tesla on the field opened a lot for Amon-Ra. That is probably true. So he might have even just been out there as a decoy, and then he's going to be one, like I said, where you just gotta. He's kind of got some pickings to him, right down to the one-handed catches. Old school OBJ. You just hope he breaks loose for a one nice-handed catch. Breaks loose, like I said, gets one long score because he's going to have to be all very, very efficient. It's going to be, 2 or 3 targets. He's going to have to make the most of them and score. So a lot of best ball options here on the Lions, I think. Starting them with the exception of Gibbs and St. Brown scares the living crap out of me on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's scary. It's already been shown with like Montgomery. I know a lot of people have a lot of Montgomery, and it's a little. You definitely feel uneasy with anyone but those guys. But the offense looks like it found its groove again. So hopefully that will just keep carrying forward. What do they have? You said they have the Ravens next week. So yeah, Goff will be able to put up some numbers as long as he's not getting pressured too much. He's really, really not great with pressure. But I loved him this week. So I think he's a better bet out of all of those quarterbacks.
Ravens, Browns, Bengals the next 3 weeks, which seems like a good chance for fantasy points. He's QB5 overall, so there's definitely some potential here.
Yeah, I mean, he just had a huge week, so that was really great for him.
There's a lot of – I've got a lot of duds in my lineup, and yet somehow I'm looking, and there were a lot of points scored in some of these damn games. It's a lot of high-scoring shootouts.
Yeah, dude, it really is crazy.
What are your thoughts here on the Washington backfield? Eckler's done for officially on IR, done for the year. I say maybe done for the career. I don't know. I see it's not Brian Robinson. It's Chris Rodriguez didn't play. JCM just going to go off. Do you think they factor in Jeremy McNichols? What's the play here? Is it just put all your eggs in the JCM basket?
I think if you're trying to guess on which one's gonna do it, then yes, I think you go for JCM. I honestly am staying away from it because, as far as I can tell, I don't know. JCM had a pretty solid week 1 and then did absolutely nothing the second week. Again, against Green Bay, but still, he should have done anything. They could have got him more involved in the pass game. It just wasn't working. And it just feels gross. And now with Jane Daniels potentially missing time with an injury, that whole offense might get a little dirty. It's crazy. Like Deebo Samuel is probably your best option on that team right now for fantasy value.
Yeah, I didn't think I would say that coming into week 2.
Right.
I had a question that I lost. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. What's up with the Ingram usage? The Ingram usage is Sean Payton. New Orleans Saints fan, he hates fantasy managers. So 2 targets for Ingram. Then we've got 2 targets for Harvey. We've got 2 targets for Dobbins. We've got 4 for Sutton, 3 for Pat Bryant, 2 for Marvin Mims, 9 for Troy Franklin out of nowhere. Actually, he had 6 in week 1, so we shouldn't say out of nowhere. Yeah. He's probably a good waiver wire ad. And then Adam Troutman, 3 targets. What the deal is with Evan Ingram is Sean Payton says, F your fantasy team. That's the problem. Exactly. No matter who you think the play is, you're wrong. That's why I was high on J.K. Dobbins over R.J. Harvey, because Sean Payton hates your fantasy team. Just accept that.
It's just what he does. He goes into every year looking just looking to make your fantasy team a problem. Yeah. He doesn't want you to he doesn't want us to succeed in fantasy, man. He knows there's a lot of people who like Ingram, so he's not letting him have the ball. But no, it's probably it's Sean Payton. That's his offense every week. Somebody different. Sutton really hurt me a lot. I've got a lot of him as well, and that one killed me.
I remember weeks of the triple stack of Breeze, Kamara, and Michael Thomas in a matchup where it was a Giants game Monday night, and it was like a ridiculous, like they were projecting a 41-40 game or something like that. And it was low scoring, and it was all Traquan Smith. It was just like all three of my guys laying duds. Yeah. I hate Sean Payton. I mean, I love the man. I'm a Saints fan, but it doesn't work out. He hates your fantasy team. That's what's up.
He does. Yeah, and Traquan Smith, of all the people to catch the pass that broke the record for Drew, it was Traquan Smith. Like, of all the people to do it,
Of course it was. I'm trying to check here some of the other injuries I wanted to look in on. I know I can see from the waiver wire Carson Wentz is one of the most added, which means J.J. McCarthy is officially ruled out for week 3 with an ankle injury. That is terrifying in the sense that I guess you could play Carson Wentz in Superflex if you lost JJ. I don't really want anything to do with this offense. Like, you're going to play JJ, but Aaron Jones is also unlikely to play. You have no JJ McCarthy. Jordan Mason in line for more work, but I don't feel comfortable starting anyone not named Justin Jefferson here next week against it's against Cincinnati. So in the week where you should absolutely go nuclear, they're gonna have is this a sneaky Carson Wentz top 5 week where he's just gonna go off with JJ for 200 yards and it's gonna be a bunch of what Jalen Naylor, I don't even know who else they have. Jalen Naylor, Adam Thielen. Oh, it's an Adam Thielen Carson Wentz week, and we're on Madden 18. Oh my God.
Yeah. So KOC's there, man. That's the coach. He's gonna QB whisper Wentz into greatness. Which I want to ask you, what do you think? What happens? Because JJ is looking to miss 2 to 4 weeks. McCarthy, what happens if Wentz steps in there and just slings it? What do you think they do?
I think they invested too much to quit on him. We seen this last year with Sam Darnold. I think so far what he's played through 2 weeks, I think he's looked good enough that they can't give up on such a high pick. Right. He was decent in week 1, wasn't great in week 2, but I know he's hurt. I think no matter what Carson Wentz does, it's his job and he's going to be back on the field. But good God, this is going to be ugly.
Yeah. It's probably not gonna. We have Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz in week 3. It's quite a
Jones, Marcus Mariota on there. That was the other injury I was gonna look up. One sec. Freaking sleeper sometimes.
I know.
I'm scrolling through. I'm trying to find the Washington game because I want to see the official word. Jaden Daniels deemed day-to-day by the coach with a knee injury that he suffered Thursday night. So that's why so many people are picking up Marcus Mariota, who last time he played actually had some decent rushing upside here. I know he's 31 now. The last game he played in week 18, he put up 31 points. We're going to have revenge of the backups next week, aren't we? We're just going to You think the top 10 for QBs was gross this week? Wait till you see what it looks like next week. Oh my Lord.
You know something, I looked at Sleeper today and I looked at Jake Browning. And I think it was 2023 or 2022, whatever year, like the back half of the year Joe Burrow missed.
He was okay.
Jake Browning was kind of good. He was scoring like a minimum 18 in fantasy.
It was 20. Yeah. Okay. So 2023, he played from week 11 on 14 points, 15, 31, 31, 24, 21, 25, 20. He was low key, not terrible. He was, that's probably a top 12 quarterback.
Easily. Yeah. If you're doing that most of the year, you're probably like top 8.
Play. That's a good play. I can't point here. Dropping Ingram.
Yes.
I wouldn't have the best to do it, but that worked out well for you.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins back to the Vikings with Thielen. Oh, you just made
my head explode. Listen, that'd be good for Jetta. If Kirk Cousins goes back, Jetta stocks back up. I would love that. I want Kirk back on Minnesota, man. But
did you ever 2 weeks ago? Is this the conversation you anticipated having? Kirk Cousins, Thielen. We've talked about Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, Jake Brown. What is going on?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm confused as to what to do with my roster. Maybe my strat of going 0 RB this year is going to be my Achilles heel. 10-team PPR.
Zero QB. So you went.
Oh, sorry. I'm so used to zero RB that I read it as zero.
Yeah.
I think this was his team. This is connected? Yeah, this is his team. Studs were duds. Hall, yeah, but that's the problem. You're only 2 weeks in. Hall, BTJ, London, Pollard. Well, Pollard not so much, but these three are going to turn it around. Well, my bench outperforms. Trust me, I'm 2 weeks in, and whether it's my rankings or like I was just going to say, so week 1 in a ton of leagues, I started Jared Goff. He was horrible. So I dropped him for Justin Fields, who looked like he walked on water. That didn't work out well. So sometimes you just stick with your guys until they give you a couple of weeks where it's not turning around. Because otherwise you do what I did this week where you panic and you switch back to another player, and then the guy you had blows out. Like Goff, who scored 50 points today. So
yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah, it's you've got 3 guys there, like he said. I mean, even 4. Like Pollard in Tennessee has had the worst 2 like defenses to start against this year. So stay water. That's the big thing. Stay water. Don't panic yet. I'm curious who you went with QB though. I'm curious to find out who he has there. But like that team, from what I can tell, it looks okay. So
have you looked at the waiver wire? 0 QB is winning you weeks right now.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
the right ones, man. Joe Flacco last week. We got Browning coming out.
Go get Browning. I mean,
get that stud Mac Jones or Spencer Rattler putting up 30-point weeks, or Daniel Jones.
Jake Browning played half a game through 3 picks and had 21 fantasy points.
Who's that?
Jake Browning. He played half the game through 3 picks, still had 20 points this week.
Standing on the sideline like Cuba Gooding. I'm not reading that. That's just me. I'm not reading that. Would you trade BTJ and Harvey for Marvin Harrison? No.
Well,
BTJ will turn it around.
Now, is this Dynasty? BTJ and Harvey.
My other RBs are Hubbard, Pacheco, and Judkins, so you could use the running. Yeah, I think running back's a wash, though. I prefer Pollard over Harvey.
Yeah.
Wide receivers are Tet, Puka, Keenan. No, I can't trade away BTJ. Booty, what did Keyshawn Booty do this week? I know it was. I think he scored, right? But he didn't do much else. Where the heck is it?
Yeah.
Just a sec. I'm bringing it up. Booty had 1 for 16 and a touchdown. So I don't get me wrong. He was my – who scored?
Keenan Allen. I'm sorry. And he had like 2 catches on that drive too. So he's about halfway there. For me, it's
so I paid Nico all day to get beat by Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
But so no, okay. So BTJ I think is going to turn it around. I like him significantly more than Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah. I slightly like Pollard over Harvey. And while Butte was my biggest ad of the last week, I don't know if I trust him enough that I want to trade away BTJ. You're trading away extremely low there on him. Marvin Harrison was only 2 for 27, so you're not exactly getting week winning performances. Let me switch over to that.
And we talked about BTJ being we're a little scared with him right now, but the volume's still there. It's not like it's over and it's still only week 2. It's okay.
Fading 6 points here in Keenan Allen. 6 points. I need under 6 Keenan Allen. What quarter are they in? I'm not watching. So.
The first.
Oh my God.
The end of the first, but yeah, the first.
All right. Sorry, let me scroll.
I love it. I've got plenty of Keenan, so this is going very well.
Like and sub, please. We got us going every night here. And then we have, like I said earlier, the FSAN Grindhouse. We've got some specialized stuff over there. A lot of the specialized stuff I do. We've got some IDP, some kicker, whole bunch of other stuff. I know Tyler sent me a message earlier to tell me what else we did, but I forgot. Oh, Devi, there we go. Devi Dynasty. He sent me I've got my phone next to me and he's got 8 messages up and I'm trying to read the chat and reading him, but the ADD is just not working.
Yeah, it's fine. That was definitely subscribed. We've got a lot going on. And
thank you. What I can assume is maybe Seth. Ended up drafting Trevor Lawrence with my last pick, dropped him for Fields. Thinking about picking up Lawrence again. I had a very similar situation. I think I had Lawrence in a lot of leagues, dropped him after week 1 for Fields. And now,
the fantasy gods gave, and then they took away this week. They a lot of lineup swaps happened, and everything went. So, but it's all gonna smooth out. I think someone was saying they lost Fields. He's not lost. He might miss a game. He's still gonna be fine. That's just it's a divisional matchup. The Bills are much better. That was bound to happen, but he'll be fine. Fields is still really great for fantasy. He'll be fine. It was a bad game.
Answer this question on if Butte got hurt after the touchdown. It doesn't look like it. I don't see anything. Snagged his lone target for 16 yards. No, it's another team where they spread it around. Henderson, Ramondre, Antonio Gibson was involved. Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, Demario Davis, just everyone. The tight ends were involved. What did Hunter Henry do? He was a big so Hunter Henry, after being one of the most picked up streamers of the week for desperate people at tight end, he just laid a total egg. That fits. Let's move on. Keenan Allen, TD. Why do you hate me? Please don't tell me anymore.
Caught under my freaking wheel. Keenan Allen touchdown. Yeah.
No. I don't want to see it anymore. I've got 6 points left here. No more.
Yeah. This might. Keenan Allen's he's gonna have a revival this year.
All right, guys. We'll run through a few more topics. I think we'll probably call it a night at 11 o'clock in 12 minutes. So if anybody's got anything in the chat you want us to answer, drop it now. We got plenty of time. Like I said, about 10, 12 minutes here. And then I'm going to go watch Keenan Allen ruin my week 2 and cry myself to sleep. It's week 2. And I haven't quit fantasy football yet.
We're still holding on, man. We're still there.
This is tough because
9 and Waddle.
So my top 4, this would be, if I ranked it would be London, Walker, Waddle, Shakir. So that makes it tough. So your London and Shakir is the best and the worst. It's a huge downgrade. It's a huge downgrade from London to Waddle, but it's also a huge upgrade from Shakir to Waddle. This one's close.
Waddle, so maybe. I'm kind of I've lost my belief in Waddle. He had a solid game just this last, yesterday. But if it's me,
what position do you need?
I don't know.
What do you have for running backs and receivers on your team? Because that's what this would come down to for me. I think I prefer the Walker side here, but it's only if you can afford to take the downgrade at receiver.
Yeah, if you can down tier to improve your running back room, and you'll still have a solid wide receiver room, then I think you can do that.
So Waddle was good. You have to also keep in mind that Walker looked great this week after looking terrible. I'm still in on Walker, but I'm the Ken Walker guy. So if you're because I see Khalil Shakir did nothing, but if you're a Zach Charbonnet guy, not the Ken Walker guy like me, this one's easy. You take the London side, but I am in on. Okay, so my RBs are Henderson, Benson, Connor, Caleb. So you could use a running back. Wide receivers, Hunter, Golden, Shakir, Jace. Oh, I feel like he needs Ken Walker more than he needs London.
Well, Jason and Nico, London. Yeah, I think you do too, because your running back room is tough. Connor's fine, but
Henderson may get there, but right now you're living on Connor and then praying Benson if Connor goes down. I think you take the KW9 side here and just hope Waddle doesn't cost you too much of a downgrade from London, and you hope that Ken Walker. But again, like I said, if you believe that Ken Walker's not going to keep this job and it's Charbonnet, you keep the London side. But I think it's the Walker for me.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with that. That's the setup of his team. I think that's a good move to make. You definitely need improvement at running back.
Let me check this one up here. What's Genty at right now, according to my scoring? 10-3. Genty is at 1.3. Three carries for 8 yards. Wow. So you're pretty safe there. Oh, my God. Look at the 3 running backs so far. Najee, 1 carry, 6 yards. Hampton, 1 carry, -3. The 3 running backs have a combined 11 yards. 14 if you add in Zamir White. This is
wow, Zamir White leading the pack? Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, so then you have 2 targets for Allen, 2 targets for Ladd, 2 targets for Johnston, who hasn't caught any, 1 for Trey Harris. So this looks like it's Herbert throwing the ball again in no run game, and he's spreading the ball around. This is concerning, I guess, for Ladd. because it looks to be an even 3, almost 4-way distribution here.
Mhm.
And it's becoming a touchdown situation of whoever gets it, whoever scores is the winner. But could he trade London for someone better?
Maybe.
No,
I mean,
it was a bad week for London. Theoretically, you could, but people are really weird in fantasy. Just because he was a second-round pick, third-round pick, whatever you want to call it, 3 weeks ago, doesn't mean he is now. He's wide receiver 45, good in week 1, hasn't scored. Michael Penix, what did Michael Penix throw? Half a dozen picks this week?
Michael,
Oh, no, it wasn't. Sorry. I was reading something else. I thought he threw it to a bunch of interceptions. What the hell was I reading?
Jacoby Myers, that's what I need out of him. Nice little 20-something yarder. Yeah. London, you probably could. It depends on your trade partner. London for Chase Brown is possible, but I don't know. Chase Brown's been disappointing. I feel like
this like, I get that we've said Browning has been good in the past, but I don't know if I want to be hitching myself to this Cincy offense with Jake Browning.
Yeah, I'll take Chase and probably some T, but outside of that, I don't really want anyone.
Yeah, right. I misread it. I read something else. Herbie fully loaded. That it is. Wait till London plays Carolina. That could very well be true, but I don't know. I was just saying, based on team need, I think he needs the running back. And the way it's been so far, Waddle's been better than London. Obviously, I think London is the better player. But what's I want to check. Where's that Miami game? Is Tyreek come back to life at all? He was already. Yeah, so Tyreek was good too.
Yeah, Tyreek, he had like 16 points.
And I don't think New England, I think, is an at least above average defense. So
yeah,
that's a solid sign from the Miami offense. All the guys you needed were good. It seems to be a really consolidated offense there. So
Chase Brown sucks. He's just not necessarily sucked, but yeah, he's been disappointing. It seems, I don't know if he's lost some juice or what, but I think just also some of the scheming. They've had to throw a lot more than they've wanted to. I think the
offensive line sucks.
Yeah, the offensive line sucks, and they were playing the Browns first week, which it doesn't matter. They have a good defense, so Chase Brown just had a tough start, but he can definitely come back into it. There's enough.
They got a couple more minutes. A couple more minutes if you want to get one in under the wire here, guys. What are we at here? We got 10-3 lead. Raiders in the red zone.
Yeah, Chase did finally get the ball. Jamar, he needed that. I'm sure everyone was pretty.
What do the Raiders have here? A combined 70 yards of offense? Mm-hmm. Not even? Ugh. 1 interception already for Geno. 4 carries, 11 yards for Genty. That line does not look great. And I think at this point they know Geno's not very good. The wide receivers on this team are not – there's not a true – like Jacoby Myers isn't a wide receiver 1. I think they're just – I'm not watching the game, but I assume they're just stacking the box against Genty.
Don't hate on my boy Jacoby, man. Jacoby's
– No, I like Jacoby. Jacoby is what Will Fuller was for years, a solid wide receiver 2-3 that you're going to get 5 rounds later than you should. But he's not a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I know.
Should I trade AJB for Pickens? I'm sticking with AJB. I'm not that out on AJB. Pickens, he's too boomer bust.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I am like one of the lowest people on AJ Brown this year, but I think you still gotta you still gotta ride him, right? You got him in probably your second round. You've got to give him at least a couple more weeks before you decide to. I did say sit him this week, and
that's a tough matchup this week.
Yeah, he's scaring me. I don't know. I mean, honestly, the whole passing offense for Philly is scaring me. It's like Saquon and sort of Hurts. Hurts didn't even have a great game.
Because they don't have a passing offense.
Right.
I seen the meme the other day from Moneyball where it says, Billy, this is A.J. Brown. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL. The only problem is Jalen Hurts doesn't know he's on the team. And I'm like, I feel that. I love
those memes, dude. I love those.
Chargers get – honestly, I agree. I thought that's what scared me about this offense and why I thought I was safe with Keenan Allen. I thought there was no way that this wasn't a run-heavy game. But the Raiders' pass defense is that bad.
They won. They won last week against the Chiefs.
I know, but
What's working is working right now, and they threw a little more heavily, not insanely heavily, but more in the back half of the year last year, and it was going fairly well. So you've got Herbert, under center. You got to let him sling that ball a bit.
Yeah.
Should I dish Kyren?
I would not be dishing on Kyren yet.
Corum, Corum only had the touchdown. I don't think he looked better than Kyren.
Well, he had 5 for 44 and a touchdown. 17 for 66 for Kyren isn't anything to brag about. But
he had probably had more catches than Corum, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 2 catches to Corum's 0 catches.
Yeah.
Okay, so Corum scored the touchdown and had 0.4 fantasy points more, so I wouldn't cut bait on him yet.
Yeah, and that just happens. So
hope he starts using Pickens better like a normal receiver. I don't think Pickens is a normal receiver. He's your deep ball. He's your OBJ. Heave it up and let him. If you get points per one-handed, awesome highlight reel catch, he's awesome. Otherwise, he's going to have weeks like this where what did he put up last week? After this week, he put up.
And then he put up.
So this week, he puts up 5 for 68 and 1 touchdown, which isn't great if he doesn't score the touchdown. Last week, it was 3 for 30. That's why I said if he doesn't score the touchdown, I don't love Pickens. He was a 5th-round guy here. I wasn't taking him in that round.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Sling it and it says the Keenan Allen. Okay, sling it to someone besides Keenan Allen. No,
sling it to Keenan. Yeah, I want Keenan to get fed, man. I'm happy with that, and I'm very, very low on Hampton just because of my.
We're about to hit the 1 hour mark here, and I've got some waiver articles I need to get published out for our site. Head over to FSAN to check out those waiver columns. We've got an IDP column as well, not just a straight up waiver one. Got all sorts of stuff. DFS. Check it all out. Like I said, we are live here every night of the week. We're going to be trying to get live every night of the week on FSAN Grindhouse, the more specialized IDP Devi channel for all of you out there. Did I miss anything here? I think we got everything covered for the night.
I think so. Just one last. Amber put in, what's up, guys? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Just saying, these dudes put in work. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. We really try to. And hit like and subscribe on everything you can for FFAN. So we do put out a ton of stuff, a ton of information. You get expert advice. You can subscribe to the page and get access to all sorts of things. And follow us on Twitter and everywhere else. I think these are our handles for everything. If you guys want to hit us up for any questions or talk ball, feel free to do so.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and check back next week after what I think is only one Monday night game. I sure hope this is too weird. Having said that, are we going to be going at 10 o'clock every Monday, or are we just? I agree, scat is fools. We're going to be going every Monday at 10, or are we waiting for the game to end every week? I feel like I'm on the East Coast. I don't want to wait for the game to end every week. I don't know about you.
Me too. We can do 10 if you want to do 10. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. If that's good. 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for. We got Tracy the better back. Agreed. All right, guys. That's a wrap. Tune in next time for Aaron and Greg. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.